off-the-cuff speaker like Jay, so I'm going to read my words to you. A little bit of history about JFS, how we got to where we are, and maybe where we're headed. In August 1915, concerned leaders in our community organized to establish an organization to improve the quality of life for individuals and families in our community. Their mission was to form a federation of all charities in existence at the time to have a more efficient and practical charitable purpose to help relieve pauperism and increase self-reliance of the poor, and to perform whatever set or thing that may be necessary or proper in the accomplishment of these ends. Those are their words. They started with a clearly defined purpose, to help those that are willing to help themselves. The meeting took place at the YMHA, which was erected at a cost of about $80,000 and now I guess owned by Lackawanna College for their dormitories. The city of Scranton had a population of about 130,000 and of course was only 50 years old at the time and rapidly growing. The Jewish population at the time was 7,500. The entire expense budget for the Federation at the time was $11,000, funding 5 local agencies and 7 out-of-town agencies to include a hospital in Denver, a farm in Philadelphia, and an orphan's home in Erie. They paid widows' pensions, emergency relief consisting of coal at the time, rent, milk, clothing, and food. They provided medical care and legal aid. They had a shelter department that took care of transients and organized volunteers to visit people at home, in hospitals, and in institutions. Founders in our community, and I'm going to read a couple names. Many of you may recognize some of the family names. Sam Samter, he was our first president, presided at our first meeting. A.B. Cohn, we still have a fund in A.B. Cohn's name for Passover assistance we annually distribute. Max Kaplan, Louis Ottinger, Oscar Kleeman, Rabbi Gutterman, J.M. Temko, not a name that I'm familiar with, maybe some of you. A.S. Weisberger, Mrs. J. Brandwein, Mrs. Sam Zeman, Mrs. Grass, to name a few. Some things have changed, but as we look at the past and forward to the future, we see that the JFS mission today and our work that we still do continues to embody this philosophy. Those who preceded us would be proud to know that their vision and mission remain and that JFS continues to grow to meet the needs of those in our local and surrounding communities. Today, hundreds of people turn to JFS every year to achieve health, well-being, and stability. JFS is here for them, helping to make a positive difference, serving both the Jewish and the broader community for a century. JFS sits on the shoulders of many who came before us, and at this historic moment, we thank them on behalf of those we serve and will continue to serve as we embark upon the next 100 years. At this time, I'd like to take the opportunity to publicly thank some special people, and of course, the first person I want to thank tonight is Susie Blum Connors. Susie, as you began your presidency, I know you were a little anxious about accepting your role as leader of the board. However, you stepped up to the plate and you have proven yourself to be extremely worthy of the task. Your commitment to the expansion of our organization, along with supporting the ongoing core programs of JFS, has helped position the agency for future growth and sustainability. It's been my pleasure to work with you and to look forward to your continued involvement with JFS. And I also feel that we've grown to be friends. We didn't know each other that way before. Susie, I would like to present you with a small token of our appreciation. And if you could come on up here, I'll give this to you. It's hidden. My teammate. Okay. Susie, as outgoing president, it has become customary for JFS to honor the tradition of charity and justice by presenting you with a tzedakah box, a box for charity. That's what it means in English, as you continue to do your part to make a better world. So thank you again for everything you do and everything we hope you continue to do. Okay. The staff. I know that Jay mentioned the staff, Susie mentioned the staff. Of course, I have to do it again. The staff, it deserves 3 times just the 1 second, and now the third time. The staff at JFS works together as a team to meet the high standards of service necessary to ensure that the agency meets our goals and is able to serve those of us in need. JFS could not do what we do without such a high caliber, professional, dedicated group of employees, and I feel honored to be part of such a great, respected group of professionals. As I said, Jay and Susie said their part, recognize the staff, but I have to do it again. So each one, actually, Don is already standing, so there's Don Minkoff. Okay. Don Minkoff. Don is a full-time social worker at JFS. I always say Don moved into his old office when I moved out into my office, which is not the same office anymore, because now our office is beautiful. Okay? Don has a great reputation in the community. He goes above and beyond in serving everybody that he's served, and so it's 20 years and counting for Don at JFS. Okay, so Robert, where is Maggie Bushwick? Maggie Bushwick, okay? Maggie Bushwick, coordinator of older adult services, a national certified guardian. Another longtime employee of JFS. I don't know if it's 20 years for you too. Okay, you know, it's interesting. Our employees' longevity is one of the things that I think makes us strong. The fact that when accreditation came and they were amazed when we were audited to find out how many staff members have been committed to JFS for so many years, it helps us continue to go forward. Maggie's developed lots of programs specific to the aging community and continues to grow it for us and develop new programs. And so we thank you, Maggie, for everything that you do. Peter Dunford, not here. Peter's a part-time social worker. Peter's works mostly in the evenings. Peter's in Harrisburg for his second job. Peter has 3 jobs. So Peter's been working also maybe 20 years for JFS. Okay, Peter Dunford. Nicole Freeman's not working 20 years for JFS. Nicole is our newest social worker who's been now a year, right, with JFS. Has built her caseload quickly and has become an integral part of our organization right from the start. Marie, where's Marie?
Right here.
Marie, okay, Marie with the iPad. Now we have an iPad, we have 2. So Marie really is the center of our organization. Marie is the one who really, without Marie's attitude and the respect that she gives for everybody that comes in our doors, really, right from the start, people know that they're in the right place getting served. So thank you, Marie, for all you do. Susan Washko, our business manager in Florida. Poor Susan. Okay. Okay. Danielle Sheeran. Danielle, how many years are you here? Danielle has a unique position. We have 2 programs, well, basically 2 major roles that Danielle does for us. Our dental care center, for those of you who are familiar with our dental program, Danielle gets all the calls. Not an easy program to handle. Nobody calls JFS for dental problems when they just need their teeth cleaned. It's always serious. So she's right on top of it, getting people appointments, helping people get their dental needs taken care of. Danielle does all that and is responsible for all of our reporting for our units, for United Way, so that we make sure that that gets done, and all of our billing for all of our clinical services. Everybody who comes to JFS, the majority have a mental health diagnosis. That's like going to your doctor's office. Danielle has to make sure that everything is in order so that we can continue to bill for our clinical appointments, which has grown under your leadership. So thank you. We have Ann Boland, who I think needs a 50-year pin. And you've committed your career to Jewish Family Service, and we are very lucky to have you with Jewish Family Service. You know the Jewish community better than any Jewish person sitting in this room, and we appreciate everything you've done throughout the years and that you continue to do for JFS. We thank you. And we have Art. Okay, Art. Art is our newest employee. Art, coordinator of marketing and development. I don't think we could go forward without this position. Given where we're at today, in the world today, social media, website, iPad, camera, whatever it is, we're getting it done, and development will come. Because if people don't know about us, they're not going to support what we do and who we are. So this has to be first, our website, our Facebook, our Twitter, our Pinterest, our Google Plus, and whatever else I'm forgetting, but Art's getting it done, and we thank you. You're part of the team from day one. And now I kind of want to thank all of you. As we celebrate our 100th anniversary, we're in a strong position to face the continued work ahead of us. And this is due in large part to all of you who are sitting here tonight, whose charitable efforts are the catalyst for what JFS achieves and for the positive difference that JFS makes in the life of those we serve. Today, we have an annual report for you to take home with you, reading about all the programs, reading about who we've helped, what it's mean to the people whose life we touched, and their quotes are in the book so that you can see what your support has done for those people that we've served. So I thank you